Hey everybody, it's good to see you again. I'm back with the video. I know it's been a while, but today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Auburn spring game. Just because I said I wanted to do that early in the year, so I decided, well, now's a good time to do it. Then I'll be back, of course, to uh, working on this analysis for the Alabama-Florida State game. We got a lot of interesting things to look up, matchups and positions and comparisons. There's a lot of good stuff, but today is the Auburn spring game first quarter. That's what I'm going to go over. And then we'll do the second, third, and fourth. And then I want to, of course, hear what you guys think. Let me know what you think about Auburn's chances for the upcoming season, and maybe even predictions if you want. So here we go. So first of all, I know a lot of you want to hear about Jarrett Stidham. He's the quarterback who came from Baylor. He redshirted last year as he sat out, and then he decided to come to Auburn. Cool thing is he's wearing number 8 for Auburn, and it looks like he has definitely slid right into that starting spot, or at least he's very much contending, because from what I've seen so far, it looks like he'll be the starter for this upcoming season. Now, that doesn't discount Shaun White. Now, most likely, Stidham will be the starter. But I personally like Shaun White. I've said that before in previous videos, even last year. I like the way he played. It's just, unfortunately, he dealt with a lot of injury history and a lot of things that were out of his control. So we'll see what happens as some progresses. At the least, he'll be a great backup for Jarrett Stidham, but we'll see what happens. So game opens. Well, first of all, let me say this: the blue team is the first team offense in the Auburn spring game, and the white team is the second string. Well, let me say the blue team is the whole first team offense and defense, and the white team is the whole second team offense and defense. So it was a blue versus white game. So the starters never played against the starters. The starters only played against the second string. But enough of that. I'm going into the game now. So the game opened with the white team. Number 14 was at QB. Figured out who that was eventually. It was Malik Willis. He's a freshman. I believe he's a true freshman. Maybe redshirt. Who knows? His first pass was a quick screen to number 83, who I believe is Davis. Of course, there were no huddle to start. They always move it fast. If they get, I think it's at least 5 yards or something like that, or is it the first down, something, then they go back to the line of scrimmage fast, and they snap the next play. They were back at the line of scrimmage in less than 7 seconds. This Auburn team moves fast when they get back to the line of scrimmage. It's just really cool to see. The next play was a run out of it was either a shotgun or a pistol. It looks like a pistol to me. A pistol offset to the right, running back number 48. And then on the next play, it was another run for 48. So it looks like they wanted to kind of ease the freshman quarterbacks like Malik Willis and Woody Barrett, kind of ease them into the game, let them develop a little bit. Whereas with Stidham, they really let him air it out. At the 10-minute, 55-second mark, and just to let you know, these quarters are 12 minutes long, at least for the first and second. That's what I've seen so far. They're 12 minutes long, not full 15, trying to cut down the time. So at the 10-minute, 55-second mark, there was a 4-wide receiver set, so they really were trying to spread it out here. And Willis steps up in the pocket, and he delivers a high throw to number 83, who's Davis, like I said, for a first down. It was a good pass to show off his arm strength, to be able to kind of get the ball down the field. I'm not sure if it was necessary to throw it that high, or even if he tried to do it, but it worked out nonetheless. 10-minute, 35-second mark, Willis tries to rifle in a quick slant. So right after his successful play, he comes back and he's like, all right, I'm going to be a gunslinger. He tried to sling that ball into a quick slant for another pass, but this may end up being incomplete. It was a bit ill-advised. Corner and safety were right there at the receiver. They could have really hurt him. Another 4-wide receiver set at the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. So this is the, let me see, this the first team D, the blue team D. They played man coverage across the board on this 4-wide receiver set play. They even let their linebacker, number 57, follow the running back in man-to-man coverage. I believe number 57 is Deshaun Davis. Auburn fans can correct me if need be. But yeah, they played man coverage across the board, and they really locked up. Willis had to take off and run and get a little scramble. And it seemed like a good decision because I don't think it was anybody open down the field. This Auburn secondary seems to be pretty solid so far. Then they brought out Daniel Carlton here. Or was it Carson? Whatever his name is. He's a really good kicker. He's probably going to be the best kicker in the nation this year. He probably was the best kicker last year. And he makes the field goal easily. The 9-minute, 12-second mark, Stidham comes in running the first team. Like I said, he was the first one to come in. Sean White hasn't even come in yet. Um, Shotgun, set right formation. They did a quick out pass to number 33, Hastings, and you're going to hear his name a lot. They really want to get Hastings the ball. He's a small, quick twitch guy, kind of reminds me of Wes Welker, like, but he's fast, quick, can really move. They really like to get him the ball in space. Um, it was a nice pass. He allowed the receiver to run up the field as he threw it. Stidham did. Stidham has very great control over his arm and with accuracy and has a good idea of where the ball needs to be placed. And on this play, he allowed Hastings to catch the ball and move up the field. 9 minutes, 6 second mark, Stidham takes a shot down the field to number 3, who is, I think I found out, Nate Myers-Craig. This guy's talented, 6'2", 208 pounds. He burned, I repeat, burned number 19, but it may have been cover 2. I think they were playing a little bit of base defense because they played a little bit cover 2 lately where he hit the receiver again. And Stidham seems to recognize when Auburn's in cover 2 because he really hits these routes over and over and over again when they are in there. And he delivers an almost perfect throw. Number 3, or Craig, did not have to wait on the ball. He was able to keep running and then high point the ball. He reached both his hands up, caught the ball while running. Excellent play by quarterback. The receiver didn't have to wait. The receiver didn't have to stretch out forward and fall to the ground. He was able to catch the ball and keep going, although he was tackled. Let's see. Next play was a 4 wide receiver set for Stidham this time, and they stacked the receivers on both sides, 2 here, 2 here. And it was a quick screen to Hastings. Like I said, I like to get the ball to Hastings. And I noted here, he's quick. The 8-minute, 35-second mark, the running back moves from set right, means he was on the right of the quarterback, to set left before an inside handoff from the shotgun formation. So, Auburn likes to do their motion pre-play to kind of get the defense thinking, moving them out of the way, getting them overthinking, and then they'll run their play. So this is a good example of that. 8-minute, 10-second mark. That's bad tackling by the white team defense. Remember, this is the second string. That's Kerryon Johnson. Remember him from last year. He broke 2 tackles in the backfield. They got penetration and they got to him in the backfield, but he broke both of those tackles, and he was able to run in for a touchdown because they couldn't get him down. Now, on the next white team possession, which I said is the second team, Woody Barrett came in, and he's a big guy. He's a 6'5", 230. Impressive guy to look at. I think he's wearing number 1. Yeah, he was number 1. It'd be interesting to see how he develops over the years, in the upcoming season. Let me see, where am I? Where am I in my notes? Oh, yeah, at the 7-minute, 35-second mark. Here we go. Barrett holds on in the pocket. He was looking down the field, but he held on too long. So it's a good thing to kind of look down the field, but he looked on a little bit too long because Marlon Davidson gets credit for the sack as he pushes Cam Martin, number 9, the running back who was blocking for Barrett. He pushes him into Barrett and gets the sack. Next play at the 7-minute, 5-second mark, Barrett lets it go on a quick swing before the pressure gets there. So he kind of learned. He said, okay, this pressure's coming fast. Let me get out of there. So it was a good play by him, good decision. But it was a 3-and-out because he had lost yards on the previous play. At the 6-minute, 27-second mark, Stidham's line. So you're going to hear me say this a lot during this analysis during these quarters that are coming up. Stidham's offensive line gave him plenty of time. So Auburn's offensive line seems to do pretty well pass blocking, at least against their second-string defense. Who knows? And they gave him plenty of time to throw. He ultimately scrambled because he had so much time, but he didn't have anybody to throw to. At the 5-minute, 35-second mark, the left guard pulls. So left guard came from his side and moved to the other side. And Kerryon Johnson dips into the vacated spot. So instead of following the left guard, he actually ran into the spot where the left guard left. And it ended up being a big game because the hole was so big. So that was good vision by Johnson, actually. Usually you don't do that on that type of play, but he did it and it worked. Next play, at the 5-minute, 7-second mark, the right guard pulls his hand, so they kind of flipped it. On another Johnson run, this time Johnson followed him. And nothing much happened, but he followed the play. The 4-minute, 38-second mark, Stidham had good time again to hit Slayton, number 81. You're going to hear his name a lot, too, on a stick route. So Slayton just kind of stopped, ran up, turned around. Stidham hitting the ball. He had plenty of time to wait on that play to develop, too. 3-minute, 50-second mark. Excellent protection for Stidham. But it was good coverage again. So Stidham scrambled for a pretty solid game. So he has some mobility. Stidham can actually move a little bit. So that's something to keep your eye on. 2-minute, 48-second mark. There was a play-action pass with good protection once again, but this time Stidham overthrew it, which is very rare. Stidham didn't overthrow a lot of balls. He didn't miss a lot, actually. I think that was his first incompletion, I think, so far. Um, it looked good. It was like a well spiraled ball. Like it had a nice spiral. It was heading in the right direction. It was going toward the left pylon, so only his receiver can get it, and it was high. Problem is he overthrew it. The receiver wasn't able to catch up to it. Um, and he knew it, and he was like, okay, I got to get better on the next play. But yeah, he had too much power in that one. 2 minute 43-second mark. Stidham threw a rifle. I said a rifle here to the right sideline for Hastings. And the reason why I say this is because Hastings is on a deeper out, intermediate out route to the right sideline. The coverage was tight. I put all caps because the defender was if this is Hastings here running toward the sideline and this is the edge of the screen, here's my sideline. The defender was about right here. Is Stidham hit the ball right there into that spot right before Hastings went out of bounds with a lot of arm strength, a lot of accuracy, and was able to get him. So that was a very impressive throw. I came away impressed with Stidham's ability just to make throws. We'll see how he does in real games, but so far he's looking really good. Like I said, we know some of his experience from Baylor, so it'll be interesting to see what he does here in the SEC with Auburn. So yeah, Stidham's arm, he made a play that time. 2 minute 36-second mark. Good protection for the most part, but the interesting thing was that the right guard was pushed into the backfield, and this caused Stidham to scramble. He realized the right guard got pushed into his space, so he just rolled out to the left and scrambled a little bit. 2 minute 13-second mark, so white team's back on. They had to punt blue team. Willis was back in for the white team, so they took Barrett out, put Willis back in, kind of giving both some rotation here. 1 minute 45-second mark. The QB option was for Willis, but Paul James, this guy, he's impressed me. He's flashed at least 3 or 4 times so far in what I've seen, and he can really get into the backfield and be disruptive. He blew it up. He was in the backfield. It was just impressive. He was in the backfield immediately. So be on the lookout for Paul James. You're an Auburn fan, you probably already know of him. Other people who don't know much about Auburn, look out for number 10, Paul James. We'll see if he develops well. The 1 minute 12-second mark, Willis slung the ball into a tight window as he was indecisive. So he kind of double clutched. He was kind of looking around and he was scared. You know, as a freshman, you're kind of trying to get the ball out quick. And unfortunately, the ball popped into the air because he was trying to fit it into John Franklin III. The defenders were around. Ball popped into the air. But luckily, it was not intercepted, although it almost was as the defenders closed in on the ball, but they hit each other and the ball flew out. So, learning as a true freshman. At the 56-second mark, it was another run by Kerryon Johnson that was a solid game. Just had another solid game. They were run blocking pretty solidly, too, in this game. The O-line's doing well. Like I said, but this is second-team defense, so we'll see. At the 30-second mark, Stidham had a ton of time. So I said that a few times already. So Auburn fans will be happy about that, to make a throw. He eventually settled for the check down because the coverage was good. This Auburn secondary is doing pretty well. Coverage was good. The right tackle did a good job of keeping the end wide. That was something that I noted just kind of the last play. He kept the end. When the end was trying to go for a big pass rush, and he just kind of kept them out that way. Good job. That's it for the first quarter analysis of the Auburn 8A game, for their spring game, I mean. I'll be back with the second game. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have some things in the first quarter or some guys or some numbers that I didn't know, and you can enlighten me. Thanks for paying attention. See you next time.